Shalom Aleichem, everyone. I hope that all is well. Continuing the Yimach Shmo teaching in the Torah of Mashiach, Besod Chen, through the secret of Chen. The Or HaChaim, the Holy Or HaChaim, in Vayikra, chapter 11, Pasuk 7, references a saying of Chazal that says, Asid Chazir Lehitaher. In the future, the pig will become kosher, which means when Mashiach comes, the pig will become kosher. What does that actually mean? Does it mean that when Mashiach comes, we'll be able to eat bacon? It may not have a literal meaning. But the idea, the spiritual meaning, is that which seemed unkosher may be kosher in the end. And it's brought in this Sefer, and I looked it up. You can look it up online. There are many articles about a certain type of wild pig, a certain breed of wild pig in Indonesia called the Bibirusa pig. And it's a pig that actually chews its cud, or so they said. They said that it had some biological features of animals that chews its cud, and they thought that it chews its cud. There was argument. Some said that this Bibirusa pig did chew its cud. Some say did not. But the point is that this name Bibirusa came into attention. And if you write Bibirusa in Hebrew, it's Beis Yud Resh Vav Samach Hey. You can spell it that way, which has a gematria value of 285. And 285 is gematria para, cow, or hapar, the cow. Hapar, the male cow, para, female cow, bull or a cow, which can be understood that it's a non-kosher animal that became kosher. If a pig becomes a cow, then it becomes kosher. But the idea, besides for it being kosher, is chazir is lachzor, that, so to speak, the pig will do tshuva. Esau will do tshuva. The best part of Esau will come to the God of Israel. Lachzor, to return. But this feature of being Maligera means chews its cud, which literally means brings up the Gera, which means that it will bring, Gera is the root word of Ger. It will bring Gerim. Gerim are people who convert. But what is interesting is that Gera has a gematria value of 208, Gimel Resh Hey, which is the gematria of Yitzchak, which means that it brings up Yitzchak, who is the Mashiach. Why is he the Mashiach? Because he was sacrificed at the Akedah. He brings up Yitzchak, Ma'ale Gera. Gera is 208, Yitzchak is 208. And Esau, if you remember the story in Bereshis, Chav Zayin Lamed Aleph, Genesis 27:31 says, "Get up, father," which means it's, you could say that Esau was known for his kibbud av, but a lot of people say, what kind of respect is that? But if you look deeper, it's actually making a reference to Yakum Avi, let my father stand up, let Yitzchak rise. It's the deeper meaning We know that Ein Mikra Yotze Midei Pshuto, that the literal simple explanation of a verse is always standing, but there's a deeper level to what Yakum Avi means. That Esau, this chazir, so to speak, this pig who needs to return, who needs to do tshuva, is saying that Yitzchak should rise and be put into attention. And that's the deeper meaning of why Yitzchak loved Esau. Of course, we know in Judaism that the place that the repentant sinner is higher than the highest righteous person in a certain sense. And this could also be being brought into attention. But Yaakov, when he crossed the river, he was alone. And he met, as we're told in Chazal, the angel of Esau, which some refer to as the Samach Mem, or Satan, the angel of Esau that wrestled with Yaakov. Why did he cross the river? Why did he go back? And I believe it's Rashi that says, brings a Gemara, I think, that says that he was going to retrieve Pachim Ketanim, small vessels that he had left behind. Because righteous people are always very careful with their possessions and their money. But the gematria of Pachim Ketanim is actually Satan. So there's an allusion in Pachim Ketanim that he actually went to confront Satan in the form of the Samach Mem, which is the Malach of Esau. And Yaakov plus Satan equals Yisrael. Since he got the blessing, Yaakov is 182, Satan is 359. 182 plus 359 equals 541, which is Yisrael, which is also equal or v'choshech, light and darkness. This was the reconciliation of light and darkness, Yaakov and Esau, and this was the reconciliation. Yisrael are the letters of Li Rosh. To me is the head. Whose head? The head of Esau. Who's Esau in terms of his head? Why are we talking about Esau's head? Well, to some, there's a familiar medrash that when Yaakov was being buried, Esau was challenging the process. So the son of Dan, Chushim, which is spelled Ches, Shin, Yud, Mem. Those are the letters of Mashiach, Chushim. Chushim is the one who cut off Esau's head. And it rolled. It rolled into Yaakov. And to this day, if you go to Maras Machpelah, you go to in Hebron, you can see a place where Esau's head is, a memorial of where his head is. It's with the Avos. Because Yisrael is Li Rosh. Whose head? Esau's head. Only the Mashiach has the koach to cut off Esau's head and bring it into Israel. And finally, the amount of times that Avraham is written in the Torah is 151. Avraham is written 151 times. Yitzchak is written 98 times in the Torah. Yaakov is written 211 times in the Torah. And Esau is written 81 times in the Torah. If you add 151 plus 98 plus 211 plus 81, it equals 541, which means that the Avos plus Esau equals Yisrael, which is to say that without Esau, Yisrael is somehow not complete. And it comports with the common refrain that is mentioned about the Alter Rebbe, Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi of blessed memory, writing in Parshas Vayishlach that the light of Esau, the Tohu, the chaos, and the light of tikkun, the light of correction, which is Yaakov, come together. And that meeting in Parshas Vayishlach, when Esau came with 400 men and met Yaakov, this is symbolic of the meeting of Mashiach, when Yaakov must meet Esau, and Esau must meet Yaakov, ufnehem ish el achiv, and their faces one toward the other, like the Keruvim in Parshas Truma, ufnehem ish el achiv is equal to 558. And 558 is also equal Yaakov plus Esau. Thank you.